What's going on, everyone? Let's discuss 7 tips to grow your Instagram account in 2018. I'm going to run through them really quickly for you here, and I've been trying some of these. They're working, so I hope they help you. Stay with me. Let's get through these really quick. First of all, I would like to suggest that you use call to actions in your posts and beyond just inside your posts. I'm going to show you some examples here on screen as we run through everything. But beyond just using the call to actions inside your posts, which is basically like using text that's instructing people on what you'd like them to do, be it follow you, check out a link, or go to, anything really. You also want to use call to actions in your location tag. So basically, I suggest either using the actual locations of wherever you're taking that photo, because it's going to draw more traffic to your profile, to your Instagram profile. From those locations wherever you're tagging, but I also suggest using the locations that are actually set up for the call to action purpose, which some people have set these up already. So you can use one, for example, which is link in bio, another one is link in profile, another one is follow us, and then it just keeps going on. There's a whole bunch of different options you can use. So try searching for those location tags, because what you're doing is, even if you put follow me or follow us or link in bio within your post text, it tends to get lost in the cluster of all the text and everything. So it's good to have it right at the top, link in bio. That way you're drawing that click to your profile, that call to action. So that's going to draw more traffic to your Instagram profile and help it grow. That's number one, kind of a grouping of tip number one. Tip number two, actually that was also tip number two, using the location tag. So use the actual location. It's going to draw traffic from those locations, and use those locations hashtags if they have one available. So number three, try to niche up your account as much as possible. By that I mean try to make it so it all flows nicely and it's all within a similar format, similar content. So if you're posting a lot of food pictures, then keep it consistent, post a lot of food pictures, keep the formatting relatively consistent, because people are going to know what to expect. If you're posting a lot of dog photos or animals, or in my case, it's not too niched up. If you look at my example, it's more of a personal profile. It is niche in the sense of there is some content consistency. It's like food, exercise, animal, like dogs, and martial arts and some other stuff. But yeah, generally that's kind of mine, what you can expect, and the style of it is generally the same, the coloring and all that, the tones. So you want to try and have consistency and niche your profile as much as you can. It's good if you even have separate, like I have a bunch of different separate profiles within specific niches, and they tend to do quite well. They grow more rapidly, they get more traffic than the ones that are like personal accounts, because they're a bit more scattered, I guess you can say, as opposed to being narrowed down into a specific niche. So that's number three. Let's get into number four. Use proper hashtags within your follower range. And what I mean by follower range, so for instance, if you are starting a new Instagram account and you have somewhere around, I don't know, let's say 1,000, you got up to 1,000 followers, you're even, let's say you got 5,000 followers. If you are using hashtags that have 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 30 million uses, so for instance, when you're choosing your hashtag, niche up that hashtag as much as possible. For instance, I'm going to give fitness as an example, because, fitness. So I wouldn't use a hashtag just fitness per se. I would want to use something like a bit more niche. Fitness tips might be something in the range of around, maybe 300,000 uses, versus if I compare that with fitness, it's going to have 50 million. So even if I manage to hit the explore page for that hashtag fitness, it's going to get washed right down, pushed right down, because just the volume, the sheer volume of people using that hashtag. But if you use fitness tips, it's going to more likely reach that explore page and hold its position longer, because it's just not getting hit with that much volume for that hashtag. So try and stay within your range. And I don't want to give you the math or breakdown the ranges, but let's say, if given that example, if you have a new account, don't try and aim for those million use hashtags. Use the ones that are more like under 100,000 and 100,000 range, 50,000 range, so on and so forth. So that's number four. And let's get into number five. Use stories and add locations to your stories, and also use hashtags. But don't be too spammy with your story hashtags, because Instagram is going to be very selective in which hashtags they use. So it's not going to be to your advantage. So let's get into number 6. And this one's pretty simple. It is simply respond to your community or your Insta friends as quickly as possible. Ideally, as soon as you post, within the first hour to 2 hours, you'd like to respond almost immediately to people that are replying to your post or commenting on your post. Aside from that, you also want to just generally respond to people if you can, even if it's later on in the day. Just pop on there and give a few replies whenever you get the chance to anyone that's actually commenting on your content. So that's number 6. And let's get into number 7. Finally, the last suggestion, and it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Use the platform. So actually use that Explore page, Explore tab. Use the Explore on hashtags. Follow those hashtags so that they appear in your feed and you can easily engage with those and interact with those, because they are, and make sure they're within your niche as well, as we've already discussed earlier in the other points. And that's basically it. There's some strategies you can follow. Gary Vee has offered up a 1.8 strategy, and there's lots of other different strategies. I'll put some links in the description below to various usage strategies on how you can use the platform and grow that way. Some of it is time consuming. Just generally, you can put in anywhere between 20 minutes to an hour a day and have pretty effective results. The more time you put in, the better the results are going to be. Or you can also work with people to help manage your account. And you can also use paid services, and you can also use the actual paid promotional services within Instagram where you pay for Instagram advertising directly. I've explored all options as well on my own account, but also various other accounts. So a lot of it really works well. So try these tips out. I hope they help you. Give this video a thumbs up if you think it's going to help, and if you found it informative. And that's basically it. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not. And thank you for watching as always. I'll catch you again in that next one. Take care.